On World Mental Health Day, what's your story? Today is World Mental Health Day, and for me, that means a couple of things. Knowing that our mental health is just as important as our physical health, and if you struggle with your mental health, you are not alone. I believe that the more we share our individual stories with mental health issues, the less we and others feel alone. For me, mental health and getting help for it was never a big deal. In my home, my mother worked as an office manager at a counseling service, and she saw firsthand the benefits and importance of caring for your mental health. It was never a taboo subject in our home, and I am grateful for that because I know that that isn't the case in many homes and cultures. Some of you may have heard this before, but I wanted to share some of my story and struggles with mental health. The first time I experienced depression or a major depressive episode, I was in my late 20s. I experienced many of the classic symptoms of depression: sadness, loss of interest in things I once loved, low energy, lack of concentration, frustration, and not wanting to do much of anything. I was referred to a psychiatrist who gave me a clinical diagnosis of depression. I would go on to have at least 2 other major depressive episodes in my life. These episodes each came around the times that I went through significant life changes: divorce, the death of my sister, and the breakup of an important relationship. Each time I worked through them going to therapy. I was offered medication but declined each time. Knowing what I know now, I wish I said yes. My latest episode with depression came during the pandemic. At first, it was general nervousness and fearfulness of contracting COVID-19, but then as the pandemic rolled on, depression started to set in. I was constantly worried about my health, my niece who had moved in with me for the last few months of her senior year in high school, fearful of getting it and passing it on to my parents. This time, in addition to experiencing the symptoms I had before, I discovered others that I didn't know were a sign of depression. The biggest one being that I was extremely irritable. I was anxious, had trouble concentrating, had sleep issues, no energy. I didn't recognize myself. Even when I went on vacation alone in a tiny cabin in the woods, I couldn't relax. When I came back, I knew I had to do something different. I spoke to my therapist and asked her about medication and if she thought I was a candidate for it. She was not able to prescribe medication, but referred me to someone who could. After answering many questions about what I was going through, she decided that yes, she believed medication could be helpful for me. After a year, I am currently on 2 medications and feel like a new person, my old self. I do follow up with her every few months to see if we need to adjust them, and we will eventually discuss weaning myself off them, if appropriate for me. But for now, it's helping, and I'm grateful. I share this because I was someone who refused medication for years that could have helped me a long time ago. Medication isn't for everyone and should be taken under the care of a medical professional, but for me, it was the right choice. For a long time, I refused because I felt it made me weak or would turn me into someone I'm not, when in fact, it did the opposite. I also found that as I shared this with others, they said that they took some as well, and it wasn't a big deal. I was not alone. I was not alone, and neither are you. Mental health issues are real, and it's important for us to recognize that. You may not have any mental illnesses, but it's still important for you to protect your mental health in the same way you would your physical health. There should be no shame in dealing with issues of mental health, and I hope that soon the stigma surrounding it will not exist. Please take good care of yourself. Love, Pebbles. P.S. If you are having suicidal thoughts, please know that there is help. Do not wait. Call the National Suicide Prevention Line at 800-273-8255. That's 800-273-8255.